Press record. Hi, everyone. I'm Joy Rosa with Earthworks Acupuncture. Last Friday, we spoke with Dr. Li on TCM nutrition and how it affects our bodies according to 5-element theory. And this week, we're shifting focus to one of Dr. Li's fields of expertise, Yin or Women's Health and Gynecology. Some of the earliest recordings were in the Shang Dynasty, 1500 to 1000 BC. Texts like the Book of Mountains and Seas from the Warring States describe medicinal plants to treat conditions like infertility, and other texts like the Huangdi Neqing Suwen, also known as the Yellow Emperor's Classic of Internal Medicine. We'll now turn to Dr. Li for more on women's health. Good morning, Dr. Li.
Good morning.
Hi. So can you tell us a little bit, where to start with understanding gynecology, women's health from a traditional Chinese medicine perspective?
Women's health or gynecological conditions are very common. So especially nowadays, a lot of women have, painful periods when they're young, teenager that happened. And then when they plan to have children, somebody have problem for get pregnant. Mm-hmm. And this is a big concern after pregnant, and we will do the care about during the pregnancy. Very common conditions: morning sickness, maybe miscarriage concern, or in the late stage, women will have some pain. In the third trimester. Pain, the back pain, hip pain, even carpal tunnel. It's weird. People say, "Oh, why carpal tunnel have problem?" Yes, it can cause because of teeth and blood stagnation. We still can do something for induced labor. Like some women have problems, especially they got IVF, and the doctor doesn't want the baby, overdue.
Yeah.
And they want to do the induced labor. And then they ask, you can go to acupuncturist and get some treatment. Mm-hmm. And another very interesting thing is breech baby.
Okay.
Baby have breech presentation. Mm-hmm. And nowadays more people know that. Then we can use Moxa acupuncture, make T moving better and can adjust the baby's position. And then after the delivery and then postpartum condition, women have depression, mm-hmm. maybe milk production problem, this lactation problem, mastitis, all those things. Chinese medicine works very well. And then I think women's health also, like during women's the childbearing age, any problem like periods issue, vaginal discharge issue, we can all use Chinese medicine acupuncture treat the condition. And in the end of women's childbearing age, their menopause, right? They have hot flash, they have insomnia, they have a lot of imbalance, night sweating. Mm-hmm. Medicine works very well for that. So I think just those conditions we can treat by, Chinese medicine, acupuncture, herbs. I'll give you a little bit of review of the Chinese medicine theory. What do we think about those conditions? Which organs, meridians, or the theory were important point of view to see the woman's physiology, pathology situation. Okay, so in Chinese medicine, we consider the kidney is the main organ related with reproduction. Mm-hmm. Yeah, women's like menarche, first periods, women's conception, pregnancy, and all related with the kidney. That's a very, very important organ. But the Chinese theory consider is like 5 zang organ centered system. So in the 5 zang organ, we will talk about heart a little bit. So heart, look at this picture. Heart is fire, in 5 elements. And then kidney is water, in 5 elements. And then uterus. Uterus in Chinese medicine, we consider is an extraordinary organ. That's interesting. You look at these 3 organs, they connected, like the heart connect with uterus through we call uterine vessels. And then the kidney connect with the uterus through the uterus collaterals. Those connections very interesting. You will see somebody have heart issue. Heart is the organ control everybody knows the circulation, blood circulation. But in Chinese medicine theory, we consider the heart is emperor of the body. Heart and it's dominant the control the spirit, the emotional condition. So nowadays, when we talk about infertility, for infertility, there are like females problem, and there are like some ovulatory disorders and tube problem, endometrial problem. This is like unexplained problem. It's 59%.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of people don't know why they cannot get pregnant.
59% of the population.
Yeah, the reason I think the main reason is the stress.
Yeah.
And the heart, when you get stress, the heart is organ control the stress. I mean, the spiritual, mental condition. When the heart has a problem and through the uterus, and then and kidney, uterus, they all hook together. It can cause problem of the fertility. The kidney is really related with the hormonal change. The kidney in Chinese medicine is not just the kidney organ. It's a endocrine, hormone, and kidney organ itself. It's a big concept in Chinese medicine perspective. So those stress really cause a problem. And so very interesting. I just recently I saw a woman, she came to my clinic, and then she just came for other problem. And then she noticed my clinic is of infertility, a fertility clinic. She said, Dr. Li, I did have fertility problem. I tried IVF, IUI, didn't work. So she said, later on, I decided to adopt child. After that, adopt 1 child. She got pregnant. And then later on, she got 2 pregnant and have 2 kids. And then she adopted 3 kids. She just smiled, talked to me. She said, Dr. Li, you should let your patients adopt a kid. So, that's what this means.
Yeah.
Stress. Especially stress from your life, and the stress, from you cannot get pregnant. I think that's a big stress.
Yeah. And you see that a lot. That's what you see a lot in your clinic too. Yes. Even when you're seeing your patients, you see a lot of stress complicating the qi and blood.
Yeah. So let's talk about the stress. I think we talk about that in, last few times. Yeah. Well, just look at the 5 elements, the 5 zang organ.
Here we go.
Okay. So when you have emotional condition, stress, in addition to heart, and then the wood element, which is the liver. When the liver, is too much stress, liver stagnation happened. And then the liver overact on earth, on the stomach spleen. The spleen is the organ generates qi and blood. And the wood organ, the liver, is store the blood, hold the blood.
Yeah.
And, moving this qi
The
It's
chi of
not
the blood.
important. So think about women. They every month they have periods. What's the blood? And periods blood. There's a chi. There's a blood there. So if your wound overact on earth, your spleen is not functioning, and then you may have some blood problem, blood deficiency. So, and then the wood and the earth have problem can impact the kidneys, because we see, look at the earth and the water's relationship, right? And then water overacts on the, the earth overacts on the water. So when the spleen deficiency, spleen is organ, generally the chi and the blood is the organ like get nutrient and supply and support the body. When the spleen cannot generate enough chi and the blood, and the kidney, the prenatal essence won't be strong enough. So the prenatal essence, which is a kidney hold, when the kidney prenatal essence, but when the spleen and not strong enough, their essence cannot get support. You need continuous get blood support there. Blood and essence, the blood can generate essence, and essence and blood is the same category in Chinese medicine as yin. So those things happened, with Chinese medicine very emphasize the kidney, the spleen, the liver for gynecological or fertility problem. But definitely heart is another organ, because stress definitely related. And the kidney and the heart has a relationship. Heart is water, and fire, and kidney is water. Think about water and the fire's relationship.
Yeah.
Right? If you do not have enough water, and then you have the water is in lower part of the body, lower jaw, and the heart is in the upper part of the body, the fire in the upper. The fire, normally the fire should go down, and then the water, because the yang qi steams the water, and then the water will goes up and then harmonize, and then people are healthy. And then when you're healthy, it's the pregnancy is normal, normal way. So I think this is a theory just support our, treatment. We guiding, we use this theory. So again, kidney, spleen, liver is the three main organs. We emphasize that. And another two meridians we emphasize more for gynecological condition is Chong and Ren meridian.
Oh yes.
So Chong Ren meridian is all start in the lower abdomen uterus area. It's the extraordinary meridians, and they are extraordinary meridians. You have normal zang organs function, just we mentioned the 5 zang organs normal, and then you have enough qi and the blood, your yin and yang is balance, and your Chong meridian, Ren meridian, is full of qi and blood. Especially Chong meridian is the sea of the blood. The Ren meridian is related with conception. So those 2 meridians supply the uterus, because they start over there. They supply the uterus and enough qi and blood. If your zangfu organ healthy, you 12 modern ordinary meridians are full of qi and blood.
So for I'm sorry. For a visual for people at home who are following along, so if this was the body, right, heart, uterus kind of in your middle, and kidney in your lower, then Ren and Chong are coming from the kidney.
So they start from the uterus.
The uterus.
Okay. Yes, it's not the kidney, but their qi and the blood is supplied by the normal zangfu organ function, and the 12 ordinary meridians, full of qi blood.
Yes.
For example, I'll give you an example, like nature,
Mm-hmm.
we have rivers,
Yeah.
we have a lot of rivers, we have lakes, right? So the normal 12 ordinary meridians, just like the river, those 12 ordinary meridians connected with the internal organs, 脏腑 organs. When that organ normal, and then your ordinary meridians full of qi and blood,
Mm-hmm.
and which means the river is full of water, and then your the lakes, is just like Chongren meridian.
Right.
And when you have more water in the river, then your lake is full.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the lake is related here, the Chongren meridian, just like lakes. It's related with the uterus. So your uterus get enough qi and blood essence, and then the uterus is the area the baby, conception happens, the embryo growing there and turn to be a fetus.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the uterus, like the good soil, right? And juicy. And
Yeah.
the embryo can grow in there very well. Yeah, so I think this is a basic theory.
Dr. Li, can you tell us a little bit more? I'll show the picture again, but the Chinese word for the bao and how it not only relates to fertility for women, but also for men.
Okay. So like the bao, it's a Chinese name, which means in woman's body, it's just a uterus.
Mm-hmm.
So the uterus is actual ordinary organ. It's interesting to see the organ. Why we call extraordinary? It's some function like zang organ, but
Right.
some function like fu organ.
Right.
Like zang organ, it's just hold essence, right? Like your liver, your spleen, your heart, your lungs,
Mm-hmm.
and then it does not discharge things. But full organs function just like a discharge, make things grow, pass away from there, like stomach, intestines, that all full organ. So the uterus have both functions of zang organ and full organ. So we call that extraordinary meridian and organ. And woman, that's the organ women have, right?
Yeah.
So and that's it. That's the area related with periods, monthly period, and the conception happen there, and then baby growing there. So very important organ. Well, I just mentioned, when you want to have normal uterus, you should have like normal organs function,
Mm-hmm.
and then your generally like ordinary meridians are full of qi and blood, your chongren, including du mai and dai mai. The du mai and dai mai, du mai, chong mai, ren mai, these three meridians start in the uterus area, lower abdomen. Doesn't matter, man does not have uterus.
Mm-hmm.
But we call man has like mention of essence. Like the similar issues, their Chongren, they still have Chongren, to dai meridians.
Mm-hmm.
Those meridians start there for men's fertility problem. We still treat those similar, theory. We still use like 5 zang organ theory,
Yeah.
extraordinary meridian theory, those. But when you treat men, you probably more focus on, essence,
Mm-hmm.
yang qi, but you definitely still need to look at the, yin, yang, qi, and blood balance. And but you need to look at if there is any other condition, for example, blood stasis,
Right.
damp phlegm, the similar as women, the women's health, So we just talk about the theory, but the pathologies in women's health, no matter what kind of situation, generally speaking, is we have like deficiency condition, excess condition.
Mm-hmm.
Deficiency condition mainly just the 5 zone organs imbalance. For example, like kidney essence deficiency, say kidney yin yang deficiency, liver blood sugar, or liver yin deficiency, blood deficiency, liver qi stagnation, maybe liver heat,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and kidney yin xu, liver yin xu together can cause empty heat.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe some heart failure or and disharmony heart and kidney.
Yeah.
That's mainly just spleen, maybe qi blood deficiency. That's more common. Maybe kidney yang qi deficiency.
Mm-hmm.
But excess condition very common is just blood stasis, damp accumulation. That's common, no matter man or woman. But just like I mentioned, emotional condition, that's stagnation. Long term, it can cause the harmful organs imbalance. But Chinese medicine treat condition just according to pattern differentiation.
Mm-hmm.
You need to look at the body, see why this woman does not have regular period. Right? If women, does not have regular periods, or if they do not have periods for over 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
there are amenorrhea.
Mm-hmm.
Amenorrhea is a severe situation.
Mm-hmm.
It means there's definitely hormonal imbalance or something happened. You really need to look at what's happened in her body. Maybe you need to see doctor and get check, see if there are any severe situation. For example, like a thyroid problem.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes, some women have nutrient problem. Their diet is not balanced. And then they need to look at what the disease caused. Generally speaking, healthy women should have period regularly.
Dr. Li, can we go over a little in 5 element for people at home? You kind of mentioned different facets of women's health, from infertility to heavy or painful periods to discharge and pregnancy. So, right, we're in the time of a pandemic, and there's probably much more stress. So you might see something more like maybe more painful periods because of more liver qi stagnation, or if a woman is going through something like menopause at this time, she might be so overly stressed, but that also has an effect on her kidney. Can we talk a little bit about what, like for instance, if someone hears kidney yin shu, I think some people at home go, oh gosh, my kidneys, that's the last thing I need to think about right now. Mm-hmm. But what we're really saying is, like, you can have a symptom related to the organ channel, and it show up as something like night sweats, right? For instance, or liver qi stagnation. You could have more severe painful periods, or maybe clotting within your period. And this is what you're saying you're treating with any kind of women's issue, treating the Chong or the Ren.
Mainly for fertility regulated periods.
Yeah.
You need to do that. But when you treat menopause, you may not really need to, focus on that. We need to focus on zang organs balance, yin yang's balance. So, during this pandemic time, I'm sure everybody gets stressed. Mm-hmm. So we talk about the 5 elements 2 minutes ago. The stress definitely impact the heart. Mm-hmm. So for women, the heart, uterus, kidney connected. But in Western medicine perspective, you think about the heart, our hypothalamus, pituitary, that's the central system is in the brain.
Right.
So if you have too much stress, it can definitely impact that.
Yeah, and the
So,
heart
yeah,
also governs the blood
yeah,
in.
heart and definitely control the mental emotional condition, but heart and blood go to the brain. The brain need more blood, and the brain is, we call is originally Shen's mention, the mention of original Shen.
Mhm.
元神之父 in Chinese. So original Shen's there. So, and the heart is control the Shen, but original Shen store in the brain.
Mhm.
So when there's stress, heart, brain impacted, it can impact the hormonal condition, make the people's hormone imbalance, and the periods have problem, irregular. And then you look at 脏腑 organ, if you people have too much stress and the liver T stagnation. So the liver organ just like springs tree, the branches stretching, green, need like extend. But if you have too much stress, it
Yeah.
cannot extend and
Yeah.
hold inside and can cause the T stagnation
Mm.
and the blood not circulate well. And then the woman have severe PMS, breast tenderness, mood swings, all those things happen, headaches, more acne. At that time, a young woman maybe have more severe, dysmenorrhea.
Yeah. Do you think that because we're in springtime right now, it's the time of the liver and the gallbladder, and we're also in a pandemic. So do you think that maybe if someone called you for herbal consultation, you might be seeing more of this now, things related with liver in women's health?
Yeah, I think when we see the patient, definitely will talk about them, about their like conditions. Say if they have liver T stagnation symptom, like just I mentioned, PMS and the hypochondrial pain,
Mhm.
stress and irritable, anger, all those emotional conditions tell us that liver is not happy,
Mhm.
right? And then uh, they they will tell you they may have insomnia because they're stressed,
Yeah.
right? And then their Qi and blood is not balanced.
Yes.
So I think you just mentioned the menopausal condition. A
Mhm.
few days ago, I just write me. She said, actually, my menopause condition getting worse because she's like 50 years old, and in the beginning, it just occasionally hot flash. And this time, she stayed at home, work at home, and she had more kids at home. I think she has some stress, kids, grandkids, at
Oh yeah.
work. And then she said, I have more hot flashes.
Mhm.
So, and she told me a week ago, she feel like her right gallbladder
Yeah.
area, like a hypochondria area, she feel pain there. And then really to the left side, the whole area, like a meridian area, she
Mhm.
feels tight and pain. But fortunately, it only lasts a couple of days. So I think that's stress.
Do you think at this time, because acupuncturists can't touch patients with needles right now, do you think it is best to have a herbal consult, especially for things like women's health issues right now? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I write formula. Yesterday I went to clinic and I have two patients want formula. One is infertility patients. Another one is just the menopausal
Mhm.
condition. It's not difficult. I would just like Zoom meeting them
Yeah.
and then I can take a look at the tongue.
Yeah.
If they do not want Zoom, fine, we can make a phone call and then they will send a picture of their tongue. We'll take a
Yeah.
look at the tongue and then write the formula and then they can come pick up the herbs. We do
That's,
not have really physical like contact as we do in the acupuncture, right?
yes. Yes. Yes.
So, and yeah, Chinese medicine herbs in China, women's health condition, we mainly use herbs.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mainly. Some people use acupuncture, most of them just the herbs.
That's herbs. Yeah. Yeah. That's something that I really do enjoy. Well, I was wondering if you have any other information that you'd like to share in this Zoom before we wrap up.
Yeah, I just, I'm so thankful we have this opportunity
Yes.
to tell people. I'm just talk about, infertility condition, just give people some important thing to
Yeah, some hope.
remember. Like, for infertility, I would suggest you need to plan that earlier. The younger, the easier to get.
Yeah.
So that's very important. Don't say, you are already 35 years old. Oh, I can hold, a few years old. The older, the more difficult.
More difficult.
So this is very important. Another thing, I think I need folks know the fertile window. So a lot of people probably already know, some people may not know. So you need to catch the fertile window. That's usually 5 days before your ovulation.
Okay, so people should track. I mean, some people don't even know to track their menstruation, but lots of apps on your phone, you can track your menstrual cycle. The days before you ovulate, if there are 28 days in a cycle, then you're looking at days like 8 or 9, right? Those kind of like the few day window before day 14 when you ovulate.
You are right.
Yeah.
You're right. Just the ovulation, I think for healthy women, and then they will notice their vaginal discharge. Very regular period is just in the middle of your cycle is the ovulation time.
Yes.
So I suggest, after period stopped, wait a couple of days, then 2-3 days, and then you can start. In the beginning, maybe try once every other day. When it's closed, try every day.
Yeah.
This way you can catch. But there is some statistic condition I will show you. And some women, if they're younger, 80 to 90% women, including younger ones, they will conceive within 6 months. So if you're young, you only try 3-4 months, don't worry. Yeah. Some women come to see me and say, I don't think you need to worry, go home, try. And they call me back, Dr. Li, I got pregnant, because they need time. And then if you are older, and then if you're 30 years old, around 30 years old, 70% get pregnant in a year. See, 1/4, like 25%, people cannot get in a year. So that's why Chinese medicine give 2 years to try. So, and then if you are 35 years old, 66%. A lot of people cannot get in 1 year if you're 35. But if you're older, 40 years old, around 40, only 44%.
Okay. It drops significantly in there.
Yeah, so that's why I just suggest people get pregnant earlier. Right. So because when you're aging, your kidney essence continue like decline. Right. Your ability to conceive is significant drop. And I think this is the thing I want to say. And another thing I want to mention for women or couples, they want to get pregnant. I would say the lifestyle is very important. Yes. Get rid of the bad lifestyle, like smoking, drinking alcohol, like use recreational drugs. That's definitely not good. Coffee drink.
Not too much.
Not too much. 1 cup a day is okay. But if women drink 2-3 cups a day, definitely impact their fertility condition, because research shows that. And then another thing, the normal weight, not overweight, not underweight.
Right.
Underweight is not good. People nowadays want like looks, thin skin,
Yeah.
smell.
They want to look
Some
like a celebrity pregnant. No.
yeah, yeah. You too thin is not good. And some athlete or like dancers,
Mhm.
no, their period is not regular.
Yeah.
But too thin, underweight. And some women, overweight women, has a problem to get pregnancy.
Mhm.
Sometimes just because they're weight.
Mhm.
Yeah, so this is important. And I think in Chinese medicine perspective, we just suggest, oh, eat more warm food, protect your yang qi, get enough sleep, relax, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And when you don't worry about your pregnancy, just relax, enjoy that. That if you're healthy, you get pregnant. I
Mhm.
think for the menopausal woman, the same thing. Enjoy life and don't always think about your hot flash.
Right.
Go outside, do some exercises, right?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I think for menopausal women, just most of them be fine in a couple of years.
Yeah.
If they're lucky, get treatment, and quickly they're yin and yang balance, and then their hot flash is
Yeah.
reduced.
I agree, especially with the lifestyle. Like, if you've never seen an acupuncturist before, then some of the takeaways from this discussion today would be that, acupuncture and herbal medicine, they can help you improve your blood flow and they can help you reduce your stress. And the things that you can take charge of at home right now are in terms of your lifestyle, especially your diet. If you're thinking about having clotting periods or very slow, sluggish periods, or you might have insomnia or hot flash, just consider the foods that you're eating, especially. Like too much sugar might cause more cramping around your period time, or too much phlegmy dairy milk kind of productions may cause clotting in your period or more pain. So just things to consider. And thank you again so much, Dr. Li. We'll link all of your contact information, and hopefully people can contact you for herbal consult so that they can navigate their women's health during the pandemic.
Yeah, I'd be definitely happy to help people.
Great.
In my clinics, Lotus Acupuncture and Fertility Clinics in Vancouver, Washington. So if you don't know, you can contact Joy. Joy knows.
Yes, I will link your contact information, Lotus Acupuncture and Fertility, and we will link the phone number for you as well, and they can contact you directly. And we will talk to you next week. Thank you, Dr. Li.
Thank you.